In recent years, an increasing number of businesses have employees who work remotely or from home. In the wake of recent events, this trend has become a new norm around the globe. This arrangement allows for social distancing and offers benefits for both employer and employee. However, without proper guidelines, tools, and training, remote workers can pose an enormous risk for privacy and security breaches. Fortunately, modern technology combined with clear protocols can mitigate risks and protect both businesses and individuals. When employees work from home, businesses must consider how information will be shared, stored, and disposed of. Every organization should provide employees with the training and education to know how to properly handle information, as well as the tools necessary to be successful. To this end, we have identified 3 areas which represent the greatest vulnerabilities and require dedicated attention. These areas are devices, networks and accounts, and physical records. Let's begin with steps for securing devices. Whether a business provides workers with devices such as computers, phones, and tablets, or employees use personal devices, the following basic security protocols should always be adhered to. Locking and security. Every device should be set to lock automatically after a set period of time when not in use and require a password to reopen. For extra security, use a full disk encryption tool. And for physical security in public places such as libraries, airports, and hospitals, use a Kensington lock. Firewalls. Any device which accesses the internet should have strong firewalls. A firewall protects from threats by preventing them from entering your system. They are typically built into the operating system, but sometimes need to be enabled. Companies should require the use of firewalls and may choose to recommend or buy access to a proven option so that all employees have the same high standard of protection. Antivirus software. If and when a threat gets past your firewalls, a solid antivirus software will jump into action. This software should identify malware, disable it, and hopefully remove it from your system. Employers can purchase software for their employees, but at the very least should provide guidelines mandating the use of a trusted antivirus program. Regular updates. Updates to operating systems and other software are essential. They not only fix bugs, they patch new vulnerabilities. In most cases, updates can be set to download and install automatically. Backup data. The whole point of securing devices is to secure the data they contain, so security guidelines must include how data is stored. Business operations and legal mandates require certain types of data be kept for a set period of time. Employees need a protected backup method for this data in the event that a device fails. An external drive can be used, but it should be encrypted and require a password to access. Cloud storage is also a viable backup option, but access to information should be restricted only to users who need it. Secure disposal. When a device reaches its end of life, it should not be resold unless extra steps have been taken to render all data unreadable. Deleting and factory resets do not erase data. They simply allow new data to be added. Even wiping programs can leave data behind. We recommend physically destroying hard drives and memory chips through crushing and shredding. Other device components can be responsibly recycled with no risk of data falling into the wrong hands. Once appropriate steps have been taken to secure devices, our attention must turn to how those devices connect to the internet and how various accounts are managed. Here are our top suggestions for securing networks and accounts. Strong passwords. A strong password is still the first line of defense for information security. Businesses should develop clear guidelines for creating passwords and require every user for every account to have a unique password. Passwords should never be shared with others or duplicated across accounts. This will limit any damage if a password is breached and allow the company to track abuse to a single user. Two-factor authentication. While a strong password is the first line of defense, if a password falls into the wrong hands, two-factor authentication can save the day by adding an extra step that is required to log into an account. This step could require entering a code that was sent via email, text, or app, or could use a biometric input such as facial recognition or a fingerprint scan. Some accounts even allow for a physical verification with a USB fob that must be entered into a computer before the account can be accessed. Whenever possible, two-factor authentication should be enabled. Secure Wi-Fi routers. While most people know to avoid sending important information over public, unsecured Wi-Fi networks, many are lulled into a false sense of security when using their home Wi-Fi. A Wi-Fi router can be a huge security vulnerability, so here are a few steps to reduce risks. First, change the password from any defaults. Second, use WPA2 or WPA3 encryption and avoid WEP. Third, allow automatic updates to the firmware. Fourth, disable unused apps and devices to limit traffic and risks. Secure remote access. Many businesses use remote desktop protocols or RDPs to allow workers to access a company network. These can be secure, but they can also have vulnerabilities, so do your research and conduct regular audits to examine risks. Vet cloud services. Cloud services are a great option for storage, sharing, and collaboration. Certain cloud services allow permissions to be set so that employees only have access to information they need at any time, limiting the extent of any breach. The right cloud tool can be used in lieu of an RDP. However, before choosing a cloud service, we recommend following the security checklist provided by the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre, which is linked in the description below. Use a VPN. A virtual private network or VPN encrypts all internet traffic, rendering it unreadable if it is intercepted. This prevents snooping from hackers, internet service providers, and even the government. An employee can choose an affordable option on their own, or businesses can provide them with a VPN tool. One of the most overlooked aspects of information security, especially for remote workers, is physical records. Handwritten notes, mail, and printed documents can all contain confidential and protected information. Here are the steps we recommend every company take in securing physical records. Create storage and retention guidelines. Just like digital records, certain physical records must be retained for a set period of time called a retention period. Documents should be securely stored in a place with limited access during this time. When documents reach the end of the retention period, they should be securely destroyed by shredding, burning, or otherwise rendered unreadable. The burden is on the company to educate employees on what to keep, how to store it, and when and how to securely dispose of it. Avoid the garbage. Hackers may cause mass damage when they strike, but any amateur criminal can pull papers out of a dumpster. It is foolish to spend time, energy, and money securing digital assets only to have a dumpster diver breach your security. Trash can be a goldmine for identity thieves and scammers. With that in mind, never place whole documents containing business-relevant information in the garbage. Avoid office shredders. To be clear, there is nothing innately wrong with an office shredder, but often they give people a false sense of security. A bag of shredded paper in a trash can has a neon sign screaming "Take me" to thieves. Smaller volumes of shredded paper can easily be reconstructed. If you choose to use an office shredder, mix the shredded paper in directly with other trash, ideally across different bags on different days. Use certified service providers. A certified shredding company is often the best solution to provide convenience and peace of mind that records were disposed of properly. If employees are in the same geographic area, the business can have a central drop-off location for documents that need to be shredded, or can provide shred bags for employees to fill and drop off at a shredding facility. For employees which are spread across the country or even the world, companies should give clear guidelines for selecting a local shredding service. Employees who work from home should do everything in their power to secure their data and prevent unauthorized access. However, employers should not leave important security decisions in the hands of workers. Instead, there should be clear processes in place for everyone to follow. Remember, no system is perfect, but risk can be evaluated and mitigated. Taking reasonable security measures makes your business a more difficult target for criminals and can help mitigate legal liabilities if a breach does occur. If you need help securely storing or destroying documents or IT assets, call DSS toll-free or visit our website at docshredders.com.